Hi, this is Shane with the Rational Trader. It is Thursday the 18th. We're going to look at the NASDAQ live and the ES and SIM. These are pretty frustrating times for the small account trader or the retail trader. I tend to categorize, or I tend to think about the small account trader in two sort of really broad categories. One is the fairly new people who have completely unrealistic expectations about what to expect from trading. They tend to see markets like this and get really excited and think they should be making lots of money because of all these big moves, when in fact the opposite is true. And then there's the other group that recognizes that you need to be disciplined in order to be successful, and they're sort of what's left after you prune away the more excitable people, or rather after they prune themselves away, I should say. And the problem is, for this group of people, this is the group that I associate with the most, is that you need to be disciplined, and right now what that means is don't do anything. And that's really hard, because as a trader you want to be turning a profit, and it's difficult to just stand aside. But the markets they're a little too unpredictable right now. They're a little too wild. I had the machine learning system on today. This is only the second time this week, because it looked, I knew it was risky. It looked okay. It wasn't great. It was okay, we'll give it a shot. I know that I've got basically from past data analysis, I know I've got a 50% chance of either taking a full loss or doing pretty well, actually. And since it was not super insane in terms of the depth of market and how quickly the market was moving, I went ahead and let it go. Let's review what happened here. I scratched here on the short right at the this is 713-ish, right at the value area low there. The market had fallen quite a bit from here. I guess let's take a quick look at the context. So let's do that real fast. So here's the daily chart, where we had this bloodbath, and then there's this bounce, right? And now we've rolled back over. This here is the thing to be watching. That's the average daily range. It's insanely high, now over 200 points. Anything over 80 is cautious time. We're way over that. On the 30-minute chart, you can see. This was Tuesday, where the market had that bounce day, and then yesterday, Wednesday, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then today was pretty much down, right? These are big moves. So with that context in mind, here we go. Keeping in mind, actually, the larger view. Here's the weekly chart. The market's been going up for a long time. 9 years? 9 years. All right, and we've had a couple cases where there's been some pretty serious scares. And in fact, this here was February 2nd when this started. And the markets have been pretty volatile since then. All of the moves have been... it's never really settled back down to these days here. If you just look down here, this is the average weekly range. If you look down here, this is kind of the high water mark from before, and we're never even dropping below the high water mark. All right, so all through here, even this has been pretty volatile stuff here, which I've been working to adjust to. And now we're seeing this again here, and what's going to happen next is anyone's guess, right? Are we going to get another one of these things here where we just keep going up, or have we finally topped out and now it's going lower? I don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, it's a grim looking chart from my perspective, because if we close the week below 73.50, then that's a weekly close below the low of the high bar. So it would tend to have me thinking the other direction. Okay, so let's get back to here. I took a short here at the value area low, scratched out. Which I got 15 ticks, but not 20. 20 is my first target, so I think I got like 19. The kind of thing where you just want to scratch your eyes out. Along here where I get my first target and then get a little bit left on the trail. There's no ads going on. In the market's too volatile for that. Did I have the low volume nodes in? Okay, I did. So I do have the simplified processing or the special processing at low volume nodes going, which is risky because those are more simplified looks at the market. There's a beautiful 227 right there. Wow. So the problem here is that pullback's deep enough. You're gonna get first target, but you're gonna get taken out on your next one. So you're gonna miss the nice down move. But what we've been seeing is that these bars are drawing so fast that we're actually not even the machine. It's placing the order and it's not getting placed quickly enough before the market's already moved. So repeatedly I see that over and over where the market, the system places an order and we don't get filled. Even though if I was looking at the chart after the fact, I would think, I would have got filled there. So that's how fast the market's moving. Fall down again, all the way down to 7,200 through 7,200. Let's see here. So interesting here. If you'll notice here how we're since we're below the value area low, you see the striping showing up, and that means that if it's red, I won't take a short, and that's why these short signals are just ignored. So that's looking at the waves going, I'm outside the value area low, these waves look choppy, don't take any shorts. The blue shows up here for the same reason. This here looks like a resistance level that's been set. So when we get outside the value area, that's what we start using to help protect ourselves. It's questionable how useful, not useful, it's questionable how sound that philosophy is in the current environment, given that the markets are so unpredictable. But in normal conditions, this has served us pretty well. You can see through here, purple means neither long nor short, and you can see why. So the market has started to go sideways here. So that's intended to keep us out of trouble. Let's see here. So then what happens? And then we get look at this. Okay, so this is the nature of volatility. There's a short right there. It's not the best entry in the world, but you can see it actually gets stopped out. It looks like you get stopped out to the tick. It's not quite that ugly. It looks like we get enough to move the stop to entry -5, and then that gets hit, and then you take some slippage on the stop. But missing a nice down move there. Let's see here. Was that it? Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, so we scratch here on a long. So that's a trade I like. I like that trade. You set that level there, and then you pull back to it, and then close up with a signal. Let's see. So we get long here later on, again looking like a pullback, and take a full loss. I think that's probably it, because I had it set pretty tight. It was set for if you're down more than 165, don't take any more trades. So I ended up today, where is it? Let's see here. Down 180. Okay, so I think we probably stopped right there. Let's take a quick look. Is there any more? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's look at the ES now, because one of the things I've been doing is like, okay, well, given that the markets are crazy, or maybe a thicker market is better to work with. So here's the ES, and so 705 is here when we start. We ended up 6 points on the day. Let's take a look at what we found. Something that I find interesting is that these bars are not orange here, but they ought to be. So there's something there we got to look at, because you're at the value area at low, and so you should be looking for trades there, and we're not. So I just built this week, so one of the things we're doing is looking for bugs. Okay, I'll have to look at that. Same thing here. I would expect to be getting... You got low volume nodes here, so I would expect all through here to be looking for trades. Actually, no, it's not, maybe not, because the point of control is right there. So it depends on the settings. We don't want to get into the market when we're right at the point of control. That's a churn zone. Okay, so then we break through that and we get long up here. And we get 2 points, and then we get taken out on the trail for 2. So there's 4 points there. The market gets ugly there. But the interesting, all of the codes say don't do anything. So that's an interesting data point. The market's going sideways. All of the predictions are don't do anything. So that means the machine thinks the market's going sideways. We missed the nice down move here. Would have been nice to get one right there or there. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Okay. Again, there's the point of control is right here. So we're not, it's right there, right? So we're not going to do anything through there for sure. Even though there's a low volume node sitting right there. You're much too close. Back at the value area low, this time showing that it is making predictions. So what, something odd's going on over here where it seems to me like we ought to be looking first trades there. I got to look into that. There's a bug there. Try to get long and take, we must get enough. Yeah, so we get enough to move the stop. And take a 3-tick loss times two contracts. Let's see. Oh man, look at these moves are just insane. 227 is a short. Okay, so we take a full loss there. That looks like, so to the machine, that looks like that's going to continue lower. One of the things that's really difficult to assess, ooh, this is ugly here. One of the things that's really difficult to assess is how much of the market movement is random, given the current volatility. Clearly looking in the right place. Now, all those codes say don't do anything, but I like the fact that we didn't try to do anything until we got to there. You can see, waiting for the right spot. I like that. What else here? Another really nice up move. Okay, so then we get short there, hit first target, and then get taken out at entry +1. Okay. And then short again for some weird looking losses. -6 ticks, which is a full loss, and -3, which is a half. So, oh, I see. You got filled at different levels. And the market must have come down and one of the stops moved. Okay. What else? If I'd known it was going to look like this, I wouldn't have turned the live trading on. This is like crazy. 230, 223. A nice short there, but you don't get filled. And okay, so pretty ugly through there. We're outside the value area, so we're looking at the waves to figure out when the market's going sideways. Get long there. That's a nice looking entry. Look at that. So tag, test. Get long right there. Make 2 points and then get taken out on the 2-point trail just before the nice up move. Let's see here. And then another long, hit first target, and then get taken out at scratch.